Remember, stealing is forbidden. My cabbages! Oh my gosh, they're everywhere! Get out of here! Well, shit my ass. That was intense. Yeah, we kind of had a bit of technical difficulties there in that last scene. Check the end of the video for the blooper rolls. It's worth checking out. But welcome back, Haven. So we sure had some fun this last video, Fear Evolved. If you missed it, make sure to check out that video because we discussed some pretty important changes to the zombie wyverns in 2021. Because yeah, they changed again this year. But this week, we're spotlighting the Ichthyornis and different kibbles. So let's get into it. Alright, so the Ichthyornis, well, you can find them on most maps along the beaches. They're everywhere. So you'll most commonly see them circling in the air, like beside me right now, but occasionally you will find them standing on the ground or walking. To be honest, I got a love-hate relationship with these little bastards. So while these things really suck, even in Arc Pro, you're occasionally going to find yourself victim to these guys. Come on, don't lie. They'll swoop down, steal your items from your inventory. I'm sure you all have some nightmare story where you started up day one on the Ark. You got all these narcotics ready to go get one of your first tames, and sure enough, one of these bastards swoops down and steals it from you. But we're going to talk about this guy today, and we're going to go into a little bit about what they can do for us. Now, I said I have a love-hate relationship with these guys. So what's to love? Well, these little guys have a secret to them that can make your early and mid game much easier. But first, we're going to have to tame it, which can be trickier than you might think. The first step, store away any items you're not willing to lose, because you probably are going to lose something in this process. You'll need to bring multiple bolas, narcotics, a primitive long neck rifle, because a high tier one, it's gonna kill it, trank darts, narcotics, and taming food. But before you charge in though, make sure you break down your stacks of each item. That way, if the Itchy steals it from you, he doesn't take it all. Smarter, not harder, survivors. Now that you're prepped, it's time to find our Ichthy. Make sure you lure it away from the water, so when you down it with the bola, it doesn't drown. Lure it in, you're gonna bola it when it tries to swoop at you. If you get lucky enough you found one on the ground already, great, just rush in, bola it quickly before it takes off. Now that you have it bolaed, pull out your long neck rifle and trank darts, and it's time to trank it out. But you need to be careful though, do not go for headshots because this thing's gonna die. What's really tough about the Ichthy is they have a very low health compared to their torpor rate. That's why crossbows and your regular bows, they just generally are not going to work. The mortality rate, the chance of this thing dying with a bow or a crossbow is between 70 to 90% chance. You're almost never going to get it with those tools. So you're going to need to get yourself up to a long neck, get the trank, and again, make sure you have a primitive. So we're going to pull this out, going to shoot it up here. Now, even if you do have your long neck rifle, make sure you're timing your shots properly, 5 seconds apart, because there is still a very small chance that you could kill it even with a long neck rifle. Once tranked, it's time to pull up your taming food. You're going to need regular kibble. So that or prime fish meat, but that's a little bit tough to get early game. If you happen to be lucky enough that you found some saber-tooth salmon near you, you can use your sickle to harvest that for some prime fish meat. But otherwise, that's a little tough. But regular kibble, it's not too difficult to get early on. So tame yourself up some of the beach turtles. You can take their eggs. Then you're just going to need a couple things like some jerky and some different crops, which it's not too bad to get that too early on. Then what your guy's going to do, you're going to feed the basic kibble to the Ichthy. And soon here, we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a secret weapon. All right, so we tamed ourselves up an Ichthy. So what makes this little guy good? Well, first off, let's take a look here at its menu. So when we bring this up, you guys are going to notice here in the right-hand side, it's got something interesting in there. So first off, it says no hunt. When we switch it, it goes to hunt, and then it goes to hunt and retrieve. So the first thing I want to talk about is this hunt and retrieve. So basically what the Ichthyornis can do, it has this unique ability that it can hunt fish like coelacanth, salmon, and the piranhas, and it brings it back to you. It can also hunt a few small land creatures as well, dodos, compies, and pagomastics. Now, the wiki says that you can also hunt trilobites, but I've tested this, and it doesn't work. The wiki lies. Okay, so let's first look at hunt and retrieve mode. I think that's the best utility on this guy. So I prefer to set my Ichthyornis to passive whenever it's on hunt and seek. I prefer it just because it doesn't go running off. I don't lose sight of it as it's hunting. So the first thing you're going to do here, we need to find a fish or a small creature. So you can either double tap X to throw it at the fish if it's on your shoulder, or you can just whistle to attack. On Xbox, this is hold left bumper and push up on the D-pad while looking at that creature. I prefer to whistle because sometimes there's harvestable items on the ground and you pick that up instead of throwing the creature. Now, once thrown, the Ichthyornis swoops down and it grabs the target. Fish are instant killed. Land creatures can be a little buggy though. It occasionally will drop the target as it's flying around, it's attacking the target, and sometimes it drops it before killing it. It will go back for it, especially if you whistle at it again, so eventually it will die. Now, once dead, your little buddy's going to bring you back the body, but you're going to notice something is different. The target is glowing. Well, what's happening here is the Ichthyornis, it's applying a buff on these special targets. It makes it so when you harvest them, you can get prime fish meat from fish targets or prime meat on land creatures. Now think about that for a moment. You've killed fish, just regular fish, and you're getting prime fish meat. Or you've killed something like a dodo and you're getting prime. That's incredible. One of the hardest things early on is to find an easy access to prime for taming your better dinos. Well, the Ichthyornis, he's just made your task super easy. As any beach bob, you can find yourself some turtles up and tame them and throw a couple crop plots down and make some crops. So the kibble's easy. This is not hard to go for. Pro tip real quick about prime fish meat. A lot of people, they find it useless, but I strongly disagree. Find yourself a nice high-level baryonyx early game, and you are set on both land and sea. You see, the tough thing about baryonyx is they don't want prime meat. They want prime fish meat or kibble. Well, their kibble's a lot harder to get than to get prime fish meat. So get yourself one of those, early game set. Next, I'm going to show you guys hunt mode. So we're going to switch them into hunt mode here on the menu. Now, for hunt mode, you're going to need to set the creature to aggressive. All right, let me double check that, make sure. Yep, aggressive, great. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to find a target again, just to start this off. We're going to tell it to attack. And we're going to just watch it go to work here. All right, there it goes. It's flying around. Looking for another target. Now, the reason this is useful is because if I whistle for him to come back here, so what's going to happen is when I take a look at him, through this hunting he's been doing, his inventory, he's going to have fish and meat, and if he went for land animals, even hide stocked up in there. That's pretty interesting. So if you're ever going to be AFKing, you can just set the guy on hunt. You come back and got yourself some meat pretty easily. Something to keep in mind though, the Ichthy, it's not going to harvest prime fish meat or prime meat whenever you're using it in hunting mode. So if you want to get prime, you're going to have to put it on hunt and retrieve mode. And when it brings the glowing target back to you, you attack it to get prime. You can see here in the inventory, all that hunting it did, it was just regular fish and regular meat. So yeah, I think the Ichthyornis is a pretty cool tame. It's a really great shoulder mount, especially for early to mid game. So when you guys are going out to tame, this thing's going to make things a lot easier for you guys to get to those late game tames. Moving on to our item spotlight, we're going to cover Kibble. Now, when I talk about Kibble, I mean the current Kibble system that was reworked a few years ago. You guys can see here on this chart. Nowadays, you have 6 types of Kibble. Basic, simple, regular, superior, exceptional, and extraordinary, in that order. There are a few dinos that have an alternate preferable Kibble, like the Orthoplura, those are the giant centipedes. They want something weird like Broth of Enlightenment, or like your moss chops, they'll ask for like one of a few different items like rare mushrooms, rare flowers. But other than those exceptions, these are the Kibbles that you're going to want to look at in the game. Simply put, Kibble's the #1 preferred taming food for a creature. So when you tame with Kibble, you're always going to get the best taming efficiency, which leads to you having a higher level dino. So for example, on our server, a level 380 tech rex, that's max on our server, when you tame with regular raw meat compared to Kibble, you are losing quite a bit of levels. So if this were like official settings, you know, your standard taming level, you're losing over 120 levels with lost efficiency between regular raw meat and the Kibble. That's huge. That's a massive difference. So how do we get Kibble? Well, first, check the wiki for which dino eggs are used to make each Kibble. So here on screen, you can see the charts. Each of these Kibbles, it's going to show you different dinos that drop the eggs. You can make that. Now, there's a lot of options, and depending on which map you're playing on and your base location, some choices are going to be better for your situation. A couple pro tips, though. First off, Maywings are your best friend. These were added in Genesis 2. Maywings produce a random quality egg from basic all the way up to extraordinary. So a large Maywing farm, well, that may be all you need. Another thing you can do is you can always substitute higher quality Kibble when taming. So let that sink in for a moment. So what that basically means is, if you were taming, say, an R direwolf, and that dino wants superior Kibble, we can always substitute better Kibble, exceptional, extraordinary, and you'll get the exact same taming efficiency. So knowing that, many late game survivors, well, they'll just limit their Kibble farm to something like a Ichthyornis, because you're getting the special eggs from that dino to make the extraordinary Kibble. So now that you got a bunch of eggs, it's time to craft. Early in mid game, you're going to have to use a cooking pot, which is honestly a pain in the ass. But at level 89, you unlock the industrial cooker, and honestly, it's just a much better way to do this. Place all your ingredients in, and soon you'll have a whole bunch of Kibble made up. Now you're ready to tame some late and end game creatures. I hope you guys found all that information useful. So this week, we're going to pick up back at our base. So you can find us on Gen 2. Our coordinates are 63.8, 61.1. We're on top of a waterfall. We also have a teleporter open, so you can just teleport right to the base if that's more convenient for you guys. Come on up to the second floor here. You're going to find our 2 little bouncers here, our fridge and our vault. This is where pickup's going to be. So this week, each person can have a breeding pair of the Ichthyornis, so 1 male, 1 female per person. as far as the kibble goes, so I'm going to have it laid out. You're going to have every type of kibble, all the way from your basic all the way up through extraordinary. As a tribe, you guys can take 150 of each type of kibble. Again, that's not per person, that's per tribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. Be sure to check out our other videos if you missed them. And as always, please help support our channel. Subscribe, give us a like and a comment. Hope to see you guys around. Happy hunting, and here's some bloopers for you. Spawn them in the base. It'll be fun, he said. It'll be great. Yeah, they're destroying the freaking base. Tried to use kill commands. Apparently it destroys structures too. Oh my gosh. Where are they? Oh gosh, they're even further up. They're in the bedroom now. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. This stupid jetpack, get off of me! Ah, they stole it! They stole the gun! Oh my god, they stole it again! Oh my gosh, no! No! This is so bad! I'm stuck! They're just gonna keep disarming me! They're just gonna keep disarming me! Die! 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 Just, oh god, that's disarmed me again! Where'd it go this time? This is so stressful. I'm on espresso right now and my heart is beating outside my chest. This is horrible. This is horrible. Freaking gonna go Texas Chainsaw Massacre on these people soon. Oh my gosh, I'm disarmed again. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, this is the real Halloween special, folks. Just do it. Why would you die? Is there more? Oh, there's more. Oh, they're disarmed again! Holy crap. Wow, that was a bad idea. Are there more? Are there more? Never spawn Ichthyornis in your base, folks. That was a nightmare. My armor's broke. I died. I destroyed structures. Oh my gosh. All right. Crisis averted, folks. You can find us on Gen 2. And I forgot to pull out the GPS, so we got to take another take.